Hello everybody, it's Bourbon Bill, and tonight, a very special episode. We're diving into one of those multi-year releases from a, special brand that just delivers the heat in full wheated flavor. That's right, it's a Larceny Barrel Proof Batch B523. The latest from Larceny Barrel Proof. The latest from Heaven Hill's Wheated King. Wheated Darling, if you will. So, been getting very good reviews, and mine's gonna come up. So we'll see if I agree or disagree on how good this is. This one comes in at 124.4 proof. Compute 62.2% alcohol by volume. Still rocking the sweet little violin type bottle shape here, if you will. Still a blend on the back here of 6 to 8 year old bourbon. Look at that. Still maintaining its age statement, even though little birdie told me Elijah Craig B523 lost its 12-year age statement. So glad to see Larceny still hanging on to that age statement. So we're just going to give it a sip, see how we like it. Now, the price on these went up in PA. These used to be like $50 hairs in PA, plus shipping, because they would never sell them in the store. I don't understand. They had like thousands available online, would never sell them to the stores. You had to pay $12 shipping, but now they're like $65 hairs. So, plus the shipping. So, they really, jack the old price up on these. MSRP, I'm not sure if that is. PA likes to overcharge nowadays, which I don't get. It's a state-run monopoly, but they like to overcharge now for things. I believe MSRP is like 60 on these now instead of 50. So that's my guess. Is PA's bending you over the barrel for $5 extra plus the shipping, because they would never sell these in stores for whatever reason. Doesn't bother me though, in the least. All right, color, a little lighter than I like to see. Just a little bit, I don't know. Call me crazy. I like to see a nice dark whiskey in the glass here. Let's give it a nosing. She does smell quite good. Smells very confectioner sugar. It has that wheated nose. If you like wheated whiskeys, you'll know what that means. But it has that like bready, doughy type of nose to it. A lot of red fruits here on this. A lot of red fruits. Nice and dark. So it's like deep caramel, brown sugars. This is like I want to stop short of cinnamon roll, but this is like a deeply caramel baked good, if you will. Rita, put some cinnamon rolls in. I'm going to be hungry after this. Just like it makes me want a pastry, Let's take a sip. Brown sugar. And like, just burn caramel, baby. Not in a bad way, but just, it's all dessert. It's all sweet caramel and brown sugar on the palate. If you have a sweet tooth and you like bourbon, this is for you. At $60, A+. I can't fault this really in any way. Kind of drinks under proof, honestly. It drinks a little dangerously too easy for 124 proof. Let's take a second sip. On that sip, got a little hint of that nuttiness in there, a little Heaven Hill nuttiness. Now I'm getting like peanut butter caramel and brown sugar. Delicious. Really is. She drinks warm, but you don't quite feel like 124, Finish isn't super long. Mouth feels pretty decent, though, I will say. For $60, it's definitely worth a pickup. I see no problem with that, and it's going to receive the coveted A+ rating from Bourbon Bill tonight. Now, lucky for you, we do have a Larceny Barrel Proof C922 here to compare again tonight. So, this was probably the best Larceny Barrel Proof batch they've done prior to 2023. I mean, every year they're like, eh, and then 2022 hit, and especially C922, and it was like, boom, we finally hit a home run. So I didn't say it earlier, but big shout out to my buddy Kevin. The B523 is his bottle. This is mine, the C922. He found that while on vacation, so it's been aired out, not the neck pour or anything like that. And that was the first time I tried that one as well. But I do have this C922 here, which I did enjoy quite a bit and did win my 2022 Larceny Barrel Proof shootout with all three. So, let's compare it just for you tonight. Put it in the old black Glencairn here. Now, I gotta say though, this bottle cost me $49.99 plus shipping. So, $62. A little bit less than the you know, $70 or so something you're gonna have to pay to get them now from PA. And PA does not put the batch numbers on the website, which is ridiculous. You never know what you're getting. It's like a mystery game. What batch will I get? In fact, people are still getting C922. Let's give it a nosing here. Okay, a little bit different on the nose, I gotta say. A little bit different. This is a little more earthy. This is a little more like sourdough type of bread note here coming up. This is not as sweet on the nose. The C922 is not as sweet on the nose. Which nose do I prefer? Kind of a toss-up, really. Let's take a sip. Oh my god. That C922 is so good on the palate. It's very like date and fig heavy. Plus the caramel and brown sugar. I get less of like the bready note that I got on that one on the palate. C922 is better. The C922 just has like a little bit of a darker profile. It's a little bit earthier. Brings a lot more oak flavor to the table. If I was to guess, it's a little bit older as far as the blend goes. B523 is very good. You should absolutely buy one if you can find it. If you can find a C922 though, that's still the ticket. That is still the best one out there, I gotta say. But they've kept up the level of quality in the Larceny Barrel Proof so far in 2023. We haven't seen a drop-off. Have not seen a drop-off yet. But that's not all. So why mess around with Larceny Barrel Proof when you can get Elijah Craig Barrel Proof? It's a valid question. This is the A123 batch, coming in at 125.6 proof. Compute, 62.8% alcohol by volume. So, not sure that I mentioned it, but the C922 is 126.6, and the B523, I did mention that one, was 124.4. So, this kind of falls right in the middle in terms of proof. I'm sorry, I do not have B523 yet. It has not dropped in PA. They're waiting for the appropriate level of dust to cover the bottles in the warehouse before they'll release those to us, poor public folk. But A123 was kind of a secret hitter. So, in PA, these are now $70 hairs. They used to be $64.99, now they're $70, so 70 plus tax. Those are $65, so $5 difference, okay, between the Larceny Barrel Proof and the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, at least in PA. In your area, maybe it's different. Maybe it's $10, you know, because I think MSRP is like 60, 70, or 60, 65, something like that. They're very close in terms of price. And both are released 3 times a year. We'll put the old Elijah Craig here in the red. So, the question is, do I buy Elijah Craig and skip the Larcenys, or do I really just become a fan of the wheated Larceny? So keep that in mind. The Larcenys are wheated bourbon, and Elijah Craig is just, you know, bourbon with rye as a secondary grain, not wheat. Here's the A123. Oh, I think we already have our answer. But this is so much oak, caramel, and brown sugar, and none of that doughy, bready note. Wow, there's just so much sweet, well-aged oak on this. Let's take a sip. God, heaven help me, that's so good. Well, the answer is Elijah Craig Barrel Proof is head and shoulders above Larceny Barrel Proof, even at its best. Even at its best. C922, B523, both top tier Larceny Barrel Proof offerings, absolutely crushed by A123. I just, I don't know. It's like, this is why I didn't buy the B523. Well, I haven't really been hunting it. It hasn't dropped in PA, but, Kevin got that. It's very good. Am I going to go out and get one, even though it's very good and a good value? Probably not, because I can just go get another Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, which I prefer better. So, it's going to be dependent on your palate, but I think most people would say that the Elijah Craig Barrel Proofs are in general better than the Larceny Barrel Proofs, unless you're just a massive wheated bourbon fan. Then the Larcenys are for you, and you should pick up a B523. If you like Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, there's really no reason to go spend on the Larceny Barrel Proofs. So if you like what we saw tonight, please like, comment, and most importantly, hit that subscribe button, everyone. Thanks. Have a good evening.